Hi everyone, welcome to Brava Live, another Thursday afternoon segment. I'm Lindsay, I'm one of the chefs here at Brava. I work in the test kitchen and head up culinary events. And I'm so happy that you're joining us today and we're gonna cook for you. Today we're gonna make one of our meal kits. So this entire month of March, we've been doing healthy eating and a lot of vegetarian and vegan recipes. So we're gonna stick with that theme today and we're gonna do our roasted vegetable and couscous meal kit. Our meal kits you can order from our marketplace, either online at our Brava website or from the Brava app, but you don't have to. You can shop for your own ingredients, you can use your farmer's market, you can use your farm box that you get delivered. Whatever way you like to get your produce, you can still make our recipes, but this is just one of the meal kits that you can order through our marketplace. This is a roasted vegetable and couscous dish that is gonna have cauliflower, butternut squash, couscous, and we're gonna make a salsa verde. This meal can be for 2 people or 4 people. Today we're gonna make it for 2 people, but when I make it at home for my family, I do the 4-serving version, and sometimes I throw like extra garnishes and stuff on top to make it even more hearty. So let's get started by making our roasted vegetable and couscous meal kit. We're gonna start with some cauliflower that I just have kind of broken down into florets. Very easy to do. You can even buy it this way, I think, nowadays at your grocery store. We're gonna put some oil and salt and a little bit, about a half a teaspoon of paprika. This is sweet paprika. You could use smoky paprika. You would get a very different flavor, but we're gonna use the sweet paprika and we're just gonna coat it evenly. Then we are going to take our cauliflower and put it in zone 1 of the Brava metal tray. And I'm gonna arrange it to make sure it all goes where it's supposed to be. And as you Brava customers know, you wanna get it full zone and kind of one flat level so it's not too piled up high. Then we're gonna take some butternut squash. This I actually do know that you can buy already broken down at your grocery store, but this one I peeled and cleaned the inside myself. If you did not have butternut squash and you wanted to substitute sweet potatoes, you can do that as well. Again, olive oil, salt, and on the squash we're gonna put some cumin, about 1/4 of a teaspoon. Cumin goes a long way. A little goes a long way with that spice, so it doesn't need much. And we're just gonna toss it to coat. This is a great weeknight dinner. You don't have to be a vegetarian to eat a vegetarian weeknight dinner, but this is great because it only takes 11 minutes in the Brava, and if you were to do this in a regular oven, it would take longer than 11 minutes to even preheat your oven. And while the vegetables are cooking, we're gonna make couscous and we're gonna make a really nice salsa verde to go on top. So now that our vegetables are prepped and on the tray, we're gonna take some lemon slices and just put them right on top of the squash. That aesthetically is beautiful, but it's also gonna add flavor, and the lemons are gonna roast. So we're gonna be able to use those as a garnish in our finished dish. So if you'd like to come with me over here to our Brava, a few different ways to get to the dish that you're gonna make is you could go into cook and you can search for it that way. I make this all the time, so I have it saved as one of my favorites. Roasted veggie and couscous. You can also use the search function here and type in what you're looking for. So a bunch of different ways to get to where you're trying to go. But like I said, we're gonna go to favorites, roasted veggies and couscous, meal for 2 or meal for 4. We're gonna do 2. Shows you how to load your tray and make sure your veggies aren't too tall. And then we're gonna put the metal tray on the top shelf. All right, so that does it. One final look, make sure nothing's shifted. Great. So, now I have 11 free minutes to do other things. So what that means is I'm gonna make my salsa verde, which, you know, literally means green sauce. I'm sure you've heard of chimichurri or you know, salsa verdes that you can dip your chips in and stuff. This one is more of a garnish. We have some herbs here, some picked mint and Italian parsley. When shopping for herbs, I highly recommend staying away from the curly parsley and going with the flat leaf Italian parsley. I believe that curly parsley belongs one place, and that is on the Seder plate for Passover, not in your food. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna chop up some herbs and garlic and almonds and raisins or currants, whatever you have, and we're gonna toss that with some oil and lemon and salt and pepper. So let's start with the garlic. If you've tuned in before, you've seen this trick, but I'm gonna show you again. I like to do garlic with a microplane. You can definitely use your knife and mince it up, but this is like a cool chef's trick. Years ago, these microplanes were used by woodworkers, and they did it to shape their furniture and make different edges. And then one day a chef got a hold of them, and now it's a multi-million-dollar cooking tool. So if you don't have a microplane, you should definitely look into that. And it's great for garlic because you just go like that, and then you knock it off into your bowl, and that's a good cheat to not having good knife skills. It's great for ginger, it's great for cheese, it's great for chocolate. Okay, so our garlic is already in there, and then let's take some of our herbs. We just have a variety of parsley and mint here. And I'm just gonna do a rough chop. It doesn't have to be very fancy. Just run your knife through it. And then goes like that. One little knife trick that we like to share is when you're scraping your food, you want to try to avoid scraping your cutting board with the blade. If you really want to scrape, flip over your knife that way and use the back end of the knife, and your blades will stay sharper longer. So you'll see I'm just kind of moving it around. I'm switching the directions I run my knife through. And then when you get it to the kind of coarse texture that you want, we're gonna add it to the bowl with the garlic. You could do this in your food processor or blender, but then you risk bruising the herbs, and once you bruise the herbs, they turn brown. And if you've ever worked in a restaurant with chefs and you have brown herbs, you will get in big trouble, because that means your knife is dull, which has happened to me before. Okay, so the chopped herbs go in the bowl with the garlic. I'm gonna give my board a little wipe. And then we're gonna move on to the almonds. Same thing, we're gonna give it a little rough chop. This one I'm gonna have to be a little bit slower about because they will just roll right off the cutting board. Again, you can use your food processor if you want to do this. I try to get as few things dirty in the kitchen as possible when I'm cooking. That's why I love my Brava, because the only thing that I have to wash is my tray. It comes right out of the Brava. I plate my food and it goes in the dishwasher and I'm done with cleanup. Maybe a few bowls here and there, but I'm not looking to get my Cuisinart or my, food processor or my other things dirty during the week. Those are for my bigger projects on the weekends. Okay, so you can make this as fine or as coarse as you want it. That looks good to me.
Brava Chef Lindsay, what are some of your favorite weekend treats in the Brava?
Weekend. I like to do, like longer cooks on the weekends, things that, like braises and stuff that take a little bit more time that I don't have time to do during the week. So those are bigger weekend projects, and more baking on the weekends. I don't have time to bake during the week. But I do have time to use my reheat function during the week.
Story Bomb Bomb on Instagram said he just cooked a frozen pizza with Brava.
Oh, that's awesome. So frozen pizzas turn out great. Like I said, no preheat. So you're taking a frozen pizza out of the freezer, you're putting it on a cold tray, you're putting it in the oven, and you get really, really good results in less time it takes to preheat your regular oven. So in here we have our garlic, we have our herbs, we have our almonds and our raisins. I'm gonna add a little bit of extra virgin olive oil, pinch of salt, which we put in everything, cracked pepper, and some lemon juice. It's all about the balance of salt and acid and fat. And that does it. So we're gonna stir that up. And this is gonna be our garnish. And then have a look at it. If it's too dry, like that to me is a little bit too dry, we're just gonna add some more oil and loosen it up a bit, because I wanna be able to drizzle this over my final dish. Get that garlic broken up and evenly distributed in there. All right, that looks great. And then we're gonna have a little quick check on our vegetables, see where we're at. All right, so we're 6 minutes and 15 seconds into it of an 11-minute cook. Fast math, 4 minutes and 40 seconds left, which is perfect because couscous takes 5 minutes to make. So couscous is about a 1-to-1 ratio of water and couscous, and all you do is bring your water to a boil. Simple. Add some salt, and then you put your couscous in. Once it comes to a boil, stir it, put the lid on, turn the heat off. Let it sit for 5 minutes. That's it. Couscous is a really, really easy grain to make, and then once it's done, you just come over here and you fluff it with a fork. And that's one of those things that any recipe or any box of couscous will say, and that's actually an important step, the fork fluffing. That's how you break it up and make it nice and fluffy. And all I added in here was a little bit of salt when I was cooking it. I'm gonna drizzle some olive oil in there just for some added moisture. And then what we're gonna do is start the plating process as our vegetables finish cooking. Let's get some of this out of our way. So this is making a lot of food for 2 people, but like I said, you also have a version of this meal for 4. Okay. Design team approved plates for plating. Use the same bowl. I'm just probably not gonna use all of this couscous, and to be honest with you, I did not measure when I made it. So I think I made a little too much, but it's great as leftovers too. You can fry some eggs in the morning and put it on your couscous with the rest of your salsa verde. My kids like this dish with feta cheese or Greek yogurt on top. Our recipe does not call for that because our recipe is specifically a vegan dish, but you can dairy it up if you want to, which is what we tend to do in our household. All right, that's like a nice portion for dinner. So this, as I said, we've been doing the whole month of March, we've been doing healthy eating, healthy lifestyle with Brava, quick and easy meals, lots of vegetables, very vegetarian heavy. We're gonna turn the content next week and we're gonna start our bake series. And I'm very, very excited about that because I'm gonna be having a special guest with us next week, Chef Aggie. She's one of our resident bake specialists, and she actually was up in Sacramento this morning at Studio 40 doing a live Brava segment. So for those of you in Sacramento, hopefully you got to see it or check it out online. Chef Aggie was up in Sacramento at Studio 40. So she's gonna be joining us next week to start our bake series, which I'm very excited about because I'm a terrible baker and I have a lot to learn from her. And it'll be really fun for you to all tune in. And everything that we're gonna do, we're gonna bake in the Brava.
Story Bomb Bomb is excited for baking.
Me too.
We all are too. That means sweet treats for the Brava office.
I know, she spoils us. I've posted some of her stuff on my Instagram that you guys can check out, Chef Brava Lindsay, and she's did pies on Pie Day, and she's always baking for us, and it's a real treat. So we're 1 minute away. Very, very close. I don't know if I showed you. If you want to come over here, I can show you the camera. We can have a look in, see what's happening. There you have it, our cauliflower and our butternut squash and lemons. So those are almost finished. This image shows up on your app, on your phone. And in 40 seconds, we're gonna finish plating it up. So like I said, this meal can be purchased from our marketplace, either from the Brava app or on the Brava website. But again, you don't have to buy the food from the marketplace. That's just an option for those of you that don't have time to go to the market and you want the food to arrive at your door so you can use it in your Brava. If you already get a farm box, if you have your farmer's market, your grocery store, by all means, shop for your own ingredients. That's the beauty of what we offer, is that you're not tied to purchasing our food. It's just an option for people that like it. We have other partners too that we pair with, some great meats and seafoods. Oh, that smells and sounds great. Look at that, you guys. Beautifully roasted vegetables. The cauliflower, we put paprika on it, which is why it has that color. The squash has cumin on it. And what I want to do actually is toss it all together in a bowl. I'm going to save these lemons for garnishing. Oh, so what I was saying is we have a lot of great partners on the marketplace, and we take our sourcing really seriously, and we want to make sure that everything is sustainable and, you know, humanely sourced. So we're very proud of our partnerships that we offer. We have a great Wagyu partnership for those of you interested in Wagyu. Super cool story of a farm up in Oregon. So all of that can be found in the marketplace, as long as also with our accessories and other things for your Brava. So what I did was just toss the veggies together. You don't have to do that. You could totally skip that step. That was me just being a little bit picky about how I wanted to plate it. But you can go straight from the tray to your couscous. Trying to divide it up evenly, so everybody gets the same amount-ish of squash and cauliflower. And then, I'm not being really particular. You want it to be organic and rustic. I always tell people it should look homemade because you made it and a lot of love went into it. And if you want it to look store-bought, then go buy it at the store. But take pride in your food being a little bit messy and rustic, and I think it just shows your family that it was made with love. Okay, so we're gonna take our salsa verde and just drizzle it all over the top. It's all gonna kind of get mixed together anyways when you eat it. Like I said before, my family likes to put feta cheese on this. We like to put some Greek yogurt on it. But as it is right now, this is a beautiful vegan dish that is very hearty. But it is filling and it is bright and well seasoned. Let's take these gorgeous roasted lemons. They're edible. They are very delicious. So put those right on top. Finish it off with some extra virgin olive oil. And let's do a little cracked pepper. Voila! That's dinner in under 20 minutes during the week, and it's vegan, and it's healthy, and it's bright, and it's delicious. You can buy this from our marketplace. You don't have to, but this is one of our meal kits. This is for 2 people. We also offer this for 4 people. And next week, we are steering away from the healthy content that we've been doing in March, and we're gonna start our bake series, and Chef Aggie is gonna join me next week, so please tune in again next week at 2 o'clock on Thursday to start our Brava Live bake series. And thank you so much for tuning in today. We really appreciate it. And you can find all of our videos on Facebook and Instagram, so check it out, and YouTube. Thank you. See you next week.